we've had the big bang of a launch, we need to sustain because Wipro is here to stay. It's going to be like how we have a digital service, a digital department. Wipro is here to be a service we'll be providing through, as one of the services or outlets of GMA's big portfolio. To sustain us, we need to continue recruiting influencers. Ghana has a lot of people on social media. We need to get, ideally, we would want everybody there, but we'll get as many as we can. And also, we have to be able to engage advertisers to run campaigns on Wipro. A lot of us here are in touch with clients, so you need to start putting that in your conversation outside of the existing clients. Speak to people who can come and run, campaigns on Wipro. If you need assistance for presentation, please always reach out. The digital team is always there to help with whatever you need, a presentation, a pitch deck to go get that deal. They'll also be driving promotions on social media. And again, we'll continue to act as ambassadors for Wipro. So that's it for Wipro. I would take questions now and hopefully would all be good. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ellie, for this very insightful presentation on Wipro. I believe that a lot of us are excited and we're also interested in finding out how we can be a part of this. Please, if anybody has a question, you may either type the question in the Q&A chat at the bottom of the Zoom screen, or you may raise your hand and then you may be allowed to ask the question. If you also prefer, you may send the question directly to me on WhatsApp and then I may read it out to Ellie. But we have limited time, so we have to be swift regarding this. Thank you.
Papa?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I have my hand up, even though that's not the
yes, sir. Please go ahead.
So Ellie, fantastic presentation. That was brilliant. Thank you for support of your team and yourself in making sure that this is going to become operational very soon. Now, I just wanted you to clarify on the issue of the 10,000 downloads target that we have for the first month. Can you talk to it a little bit more in terms of, so for instance, I'm not that social, that active on social media, but I still should download the app. Is that what you're saying? And what's the minimum number of followers per se that you need to be able to start getting earning revenue from Wipro?
Thank you,
Hello,
sir.
Ellie. Hello, Ellie. Please let me add 2 more questions so that you can address them immediately, okay? Okay. Because they are in the chat. So please take this down as well. This is a question from NYDJ in Kumasi. He wants to know how safe the platform is, especially as one would need to sign up. He wants to know if one would need to sign up with their social media accounts. And then Ernesto Puku, also in Kumasi, says that he will be guided by his post, or can he choose to write anything about the campaign? So is he supposed to be guided by a post, or can he write anything about the campaign, and how much will he be getting if he were to sign up to Wipro? So then let me add this last one from Mohammed. He's asking, he says, this is a typical challenge brands are having when they engage influencers. They engage the known ones, but they are not getting the results that they picture. So how do brands resolve this? Or is Wipro going to address this problem of when companies want to set up campaigns?
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Fafa. And thank you, Mr. Boateng, for your question. For the 10K downloads, we are anticipating a big bang of a launch. We want to get the most attention when we come out. And the 10,000 is a target we set to ourselves just so we can trend in the App Store. Because you need a certain level of, you need a number of downloads that will have the app trending. We are a bit obsessed about the trending in the App Store because it gives us visibility. Because when you go onto the App Store, there are millions of apps. But when you're popping in the trend list, then you come on top as the hottest app of the week, or hot app, like the hot app that would also get visibility for us. So we want to trend and we want to push for that 10,000 downloads that can give us that visibility so that when we go out there, we would be winning in the first 30 days. But in the long term, we definitely want to get 100,000, 200,000 people onto the platform. But because we want to get that big bang of an entry, we are shooting for 10,000 in the first 30 days. So in the marketing plan, a lot of the efforts there are targeted towards, inserting the link in our communication, putting the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store logos in a lot of our communications, just so we can get the downloads. Because the call to action there wouldn't just be learn more so that you can go read about it, but with the call to action will be install the app, just so you can give us our numbers for the downloads. So Mr. Barton, that's the reasoning that's driving our 10,000 target for the 30 days.
Okay.
I think the next question is from NY about the safety of the platform, especially in connecting your social. And I know NY is asking this because recently he had an issue with his account. So I'm sure he doesn't want a situation where, Twitter or Facebook will ban your account. I'm here to assure you that it is 100% safe, and it is safe because the API we are using are APIs from Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We did not even develop those ones. They are APIs, they allow you to connect. And it's a long approval process to even get your app to be approved on these social media platforms. So when I mentioned that you'll be able to post from Whoopro onto the platform, essentially we are just connecting our backend to the social media platforms, and then our post goes through them. So it is 100% safe, 100% approved, and it is verified that the connection of your account, you're actually doing it through the platform itself. We are just an interface. So in terms of safety, you're 100% assured. It's as safe as you logging into your Facebook. It's as safe as you logging onto your Twitter or Instagram as well. So you do not have to worry about losing your account because you're working with a third-party platform that will be seen as a bot. No such thing. We are doing it the right way. And about whether your post should be guided, I think that was from Ernest, if I'm not mistaken. So that's, I think when we start putting the FAQs and the demo materials out there, you see how you can typically set up your account. You need to provide details about your account. And the KPI includes whether you want somebody to post once, twice, 3 times a week. So the moment the advertiser or the brand sets that control for their campaign, you won't be able to do more than you're asked to. And also, in terms of material you need, no, you don't get to post freestyle about the campaign. The advertiser will give you enough information to the point of even drafting tweets for you if they have to. And they will add artworks, videos, any media material they would want the post to go with. So when we talk about power in the hands of advertiser, the power we mean is he has full control over everything about the campaign, about their brand on Whoopro, which is one of our selling points. Like currently you could ask somebody to do A and they go do B. But on Whoopro, you get to, have more control over the content as well. And for quality assurance purposes, in a case where, even though you've told somebody to do A and they still go ahead to go do B, and it's probably provocative and it is bringing crisis to your brand, there's a quality control system where the advertiser can flag, an influencer, and that'll be up to the platform to review what it is. Like, it's basically a reporting system. You get flagged, and then we get to review the issue, and then if there's the need to hold on to somebody's payment or whatever the action is, we'll take it. So we've tried as much as possible to ensure the advertisers' interests are covered, and as well as the influencers' interests are also covered in terms of making the most out of the platform. So Ernest, in terms of being guided on the page, and then maybe I should also mention that there'll be a rating on the platform. So over time, some influencers would have, say, 5 stars, 4 stars, 3 stars, based on the rating they get from advertisers. So if an advertiser is happy with what you've done, then you would have, good ratings, and then it will influence your choice in subsequent campaigns. So if over time you keep flouting the rules, you don't do as you're told, you're not delivering on the campaign, you potentially wouldn't have a 5-star, and that would let every other advertiser know you are not an awesome influencer, even though you might have like 1 million followers. And then finally, I think there was a question about people using just the known, like a limited pool, all the brands are passing around. One influencer can work for 5 brands in a week, It's ridiculous. So Wipro is about to give that with that discovery to we are coming to open the eyes of advertisers that there's a whole world of influencers out there. If you just took your time to browse this pool, you would find out that the people with a lot of followers who usually sometimes do not give you what you expect, because somebody could have 1 million followers and they will give you just 1,000 likes on the post. And somebody with 50,000 can give you 5,000 likes on their post. Why? Because the 50,000 probably has more engaged followers, or they have a more organic following than the person with the lot of followers. And sometimes I do not blame advertisers, honestly. It's just a bit of, sometimes you learn it from the hard way through experience. Other times a bit of education goes a long way. So part of the marketing comms and our plan is to do frequent webinars, newsletters that would educate, advertisers on how best to run influencer campaigns. Some of our plans includes inviting speakers from Twitter, Facebook to come and speak on how the platform best works. Because if you hear it from the horse's own mouth, I bet it was going to go a long way to educate Ghanaian marketers that there's a better way to do influencer marketing as opposed to just going for the highest follower and telling them to spray your content everywhere. So we do have plans to make sure the platform is properly used through our blogging system, our newsletters, our webinars. I mean, after COVID, we want to have one big event, something at the level of Social Media Week, where people will drive that conversation. So we have plans.
All right, thank you very much. Unfortunately, because we are pressed for time, there are more questions which we can unfortunately not answer now. So Ellie will pick up the questions and then we will address them and we will publish them so that everyone can have a knowledge of the questions and then the answers that will subsequently come with them. Thank you so much, Ellie, for your presentation, for answering our questions. We are very grateful. It's been very exciting. We look forward to Wipro being launched, and you have everyone's support concerning this because we have to do this in order to move our company forward. Thank you very much.
I'm excited about Wipro.
So we've come to the climax of our staff meeting, and this is the all-important time when we hear from our captain, our commander-in-chief, and indeed our CEO, Mr. Ernest Boateng. He will address activities of the group, and he will also encourage us as we move forward into the rest of the year and incite us to engage with our clients and all activities that we need to move our company forward. Mr. Boateng, please, you have the floor.
Okay, can you guys see me? Can you hear me, Fafa?
Yes, please, sir. Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Yes, sir.
My screen went blank all of a sudden, so I almost panicked. Anyway, so thank you once again, Fafa, for setting this meeting up, and thank you, Ellie, for the brilliant presentation. I really enjoyed it. Actually, it's quite inspiring, and this for me is going to be one of the game changers for the organization. So that's very good. Now, thank you to the entire team. I'm not sure how many people are on now? Over 100, right?
Yes, 105, and it's being streamed on YouTube as well. So there'll be more people over there who are also watching. Okay,
all right. So I have to put on my best act. I didn't realize it was being streamed on YouTube. Okay. Anyway, so thank you to everyone for joining in on the conversation today. It's a great pleasure to welcome everyone here on board. And I think for the first time in the organization, we are truly having a group staff meeting as we welcome our colleagues from Kumasi and Takoradi to join us. So this is actually a true group staff meeting. I must admit that, strangely enough, you can put me in front of a crowd of people anytime and I'm good to go. But I'm doing a digital presentation, a virtual meeting, and I am quite nervous, obviously, because I'm not the best at technology. I think the likes of Eli and his team are the ones who can really change things. And so he gets there and then presents, that's a very brilliant presentation. And then I get in and I'm like, hey, what should I be doing? Anyway, At the beginning of the year, if it had been proposed to me that we should have a virtual staff meeting, I probably would have said no and given all sorts of business theories and reasons why face-to-face meetings are much better. Now, don't get me wrong, I still like face-to-face interactions, but we have now been ushered into a new world, a new normal, as they call it, where we have to look at clever and innovative ways of doing things differently, whilst at the same time, we try to keep people engaged. Thankfully, and I will say thankfully for the third time, GMA as a group is a good and early adopter of technology. And we were able to seamlessly transition into this technologically driven way of doing things because of COVID. We have a lot of clever people and dedicated people, as you've probably witnessed from this presentation, and who have been holding our hands along the way, and we'll continue to make sure that we are able to weather the storm. And I want to thank them and everyone for their hard work. As a matter of fact, within a week or two after the first reported, or the first two cases of COVID was reported in Ghana, GMA re-implemented a remote work schedule and rotation for most of the staff at GMA. We did not wait for the lockdown. We started working from home before the lockdown because we care about our people and wanted to make sure that everybody was safe. The only staff who continued to work were the presenters, radio presenters, and producers, and some operational staff. Even for some of the radio stations, people were producing from home. So that's the level of and the extent of what we try to do to make sure that everybody was safe, especially during the lockdown period. And I want to thank all the presenters who held the fort and selflessly worked hard to ensure that we continue to be relevant on the airwaves, as well as all the people who supported to make sure that we operate as a company. The COVID-19 pandemic has affected all aspects of life as we know it. And through your efforts, we have been resilient as an organization. But this is only the beginning. There's more work to be done in order to continue to survive. I'm sure you've heard stories of companies shutting down, companies having all sorts of negative things happening to them because of the COVID-19 pandemic. But, luckily, we've been okay so far. Luckily, we've been okay so far. But as a company, we can't continue to rely on luck to survive. We have to work hard. We have to work really hard. We have to be innovative. We have to be positive. We have to be fully engaged, and we have to be willing to go the extra mile to ensure that, yes, we remain relevant. And, sometimes you also have to be selfless. That means, sometimes you have to give of yourself in a way and not always be expecting a return or something to be given back to you. That selflessness is going to be required to ensure that as a company, we stay relevant. And above all, we need to be extraordinary in whatever we do. As a company, we have to make sure that, from my point of view, we have been making sure that we meet all our financial obligations to our staff, since the COVID started. And, we'll strive to do that, but we cannot say this of other companies in our sector. And so I think as we try to make sure that, yes, everybody is covered, everybody is paid every month, you also have to give back. You also have to give back. We are not in normal times. And if you read the literature, everywhere in the world, companies are struggling. Airlines are shutting down, airlines are laying off thousands and thousands of people. Companies are really, really struggling. And, governments are giving all these aid packages left and right, which is still not enough, And so as a company, luckily, because especially of the GMA side, the consulting side of the business, we've been able to subsidize the other businesses, and we will continue to do that, as the other businesses also grow. And so let's make sure that, we provide all the support and all the positive energy. Sometimes you need that positive energy to thrive, in the face of adversity. So let's all, harness our positive energy for GMA and GMA Group. From a business continuity point of view, there's been quite a number of initiatives that we have started. And I'm sure, people are just wondering, where are these people getting their energy from? When in the midst of the pandemic, we are rolling out all these initiatives. So it's great, it keeps everybody going. And so permit me, to talk about a few of those initiatives that, we've rolled out. YFM Accra launched the Y Refresh campaign. And as part of that, we started the Y Leaderboard series with guests such as Honorable Kennedy Japan, with Patrick Ewa, Reverend Joyce Ayi, CEO of Vodafone, Patricia Bonai, and other influential people in society. We've also worked on a number of Y Cares initiatives with the hashtag, What Can You Do on Y? And we even culminated that with a visit to the Chief Imam, which was phenomenal. I mean, I went to the Chief Imam's place and, with our team, and that was an amazing experience for me. It was really an amazing experience for me. Both YFM, Kumasi, and Takoradi will soon launch marketing campaigns to promote their positions as the #1 youth brand in their respective regions. And there will also be billboards and other things that we will also add to that. The YFM Triangle has attracted new partnerships like the National Youth Authority and other corporate bodies. And we are on track to dominate our space as a reference point for the youth. I mean, right now, everywhere you go, people are talking about YFM as, we are credible. We don't have to explain what we do or our target market. We are very, very credible. And on Geopol, our numbers keep going up and up and up and up across all the regions, whether it's Accra, where we are #5, or whether it's in Kumasi, or whether it's Takoradi, where we are the #1 English-speaking station. We are relevant. So it's very, very important. Now, Happy FM has also seen tremendous growth in terms of attractiveness, content, and engagement. And the brand will continue to consolidate its gains, going forward. Happy MS, the Happy HMS show on TV will soon be launched, and that show will give us a broader audience, and also will give us a visual appeal to enable the audience get even closer to the guests. ETV Ghana continues to strive to improve, and it has introduced new and exciting programs like Gong Gong Bita Arabata, the Gong Gong Bita. That's a very, very nice show. I watch it every weekend. And then Can You Karaoke, which at some point I'll probably end up going to karaoke myself, but that's a fantastic show. So well done to the team for the ideation and the introduction of these shows. We also have Shopping on E, and last week we also launched the Hot 20 Countdown with Winston. There is more to come. There is more to come. Our guys have a lot of energy, a lot of ideas, and so there is more to come. And we also encourage staff to share their concepts and ideas. All these concepts and ideas, that some of which came from the staff, and then you bring it, you are hosting it, and you're also getting the other benefits that come with that. So it's really great. We also launched the GMABC election camp as part of the preparations towards the December polls, and all staff are encouraged to participate in this project. It's very, very good, and also we have to exercise our franchise, as they say, and so we need to make sure that as a station we support our brands, but by the same token we also we'll call on people to come and help, to make sure that the election camp is fully realized and it becomes very, very successful. In terms of FUPRO, I think Ellie has done a brilliant job talking about it, so I'm not going to mention much, but I encourage everybody to support and to make sure that, yes, we, as he said, maybe you can use your star status or your following you can monetize it. So that, of itself is a great incentive to download once, you're given the go ahead to do the downloading, and make sure that, yes, we trend. We are one of the hottest apps on the Google Play Store or Apple, on Apple. So it's very, very important. We will give all our support. And as I said earlier, it's one of the game changers for us. And, because of COVID, it's yesterday, by way of digression, yesterday I read or heard on the news that Apple is the first company that has hit a 2 trillion market capitalization, 2 trillion. And before COVID, I think they had hit 1 trillion. So within this short period, they've gone from 1 trillion to 2 trillion. Now, this is all driven by, they have been one of the big winners of COVID-19 because people are buying more iPhones, people are buying more tablets, people are buying more computers and everything. And of course, even their streaming service is doing well. So for us, we couldn't have ideated and implemented Upro at a better time. We just need to make sure that, we finish it, it's going to beta testing, we finish it quickly, and then ensure that, we operationalize it. There's a lot of potential there across all our brands. So we've joined the bandwagon, and we make sure that we win. So it's great. I mean, for me, I'm very, very excited about Upro and what it can do for all our brands and the company as well. The other thing that we need to talk about is the webinar series, which brings experts to dialogue and share insights on several selected industry-related topics, and that provide sometimes viable solutions. So far, we've had 2 editions, with a third one scheduled for 25th August, and under the theme, The New Normal: Unlocking Digital Transformation in the Retail Industry. So, this for me is great. And for the first time in the history of the company, GMABC has mounted, as I mentioned earlier, billboards and media signs to promote our shows on both Happy and YFM. And we'll do same for ETV as well as in the regions. So we are doing well, and I think we've shown commitment to all the brands and the company, and we want to make sure that we keep you excited, and energized. And I want to commend all the staff who have worked on all these initiatives. And again, new innovative ideas are welcome. No idea is nonsense. All ideas are welcome. Let me just put it that way. So I just want to conclude by saying that the COVID-19 virus is still prevalent, and the worst is not yet over, as I said. So we need to continue to be disciplined. We have to be disciplined. If you don't have anywhere to go, don't go. We have to adhere to all the safety protocols. You have to protect yourself, not just yourself, but your family, your mother, your grandmother, and all the loved ones around you. And please wear your mask. For those of you who see me on a regular basis, you know how passionate I get when I see you and you're not wearing your mask. When I'm at BC and people see me, they start scrambling to wear their mask, because you're not doing it to protect me. You're doing it to protect yourself. So I think I don't need to say so much on it. But at the end of the day, until there is a credible vaccine that we find that and the disease goes away, we need to protect ourselves. We need you. I need you. So please, let's make sure that we protect ourselves, and we don't lose you before your time. I mean, I was going through the statistics of the people that passed from the virus, and strangely enough, for us in the Western world, it's usually older people with certain comorbidities. or underlying conditions. In our part of the world, even though the numbers of people who have died are not so big, and it's not so large, the age, yeah, I mean, it's mostly people in their 20s and 30s, with a few in their 80s, So I think this virus, we don't know, or we don't understand the science around it, and we need to make sure that we protect ourselves. That's the only way you can save yourself from it. If you can't think that you are young, so if you get it, you survive. You don't know. We really don't know, and you don't want to take that chance. So I beg you, please protect yourself, and let's protect everybody. And for colleagues who still work from the office, HR department will continue to ensure that the office is safe and frequently disinfected, and will also abide by all government regulations to ensure that, yes, you are all protected. So once again, I want to thank everybody for their service to the company. Thank you for your dedication during this difficult period. And for me, I want us to emerge from this pandemic as a purpose-driven organization, as we strive to be the best in class and a reference point for our sector and for business in general. Thank you so much. Fafa, over to you now. You can open it up for questions.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Boateng. That was very, very encouraging, and especially when you thanked all staff. I know that we are all grateful to all the staff who have been working during the partial lockdown, even through this period. There are people who are still coming in. There are people who are working from home virtually 24 hours without break, and management is very grateful to all staff of the company for the commitment, because we are all working towards the sustainability of our company, for its progress, and as Mr. Watson said, for the company to be number one. That is numero uno, first among equals. Thank you all. Please, the floor is open for questions. I have a first question from Okocha. He wants to know, Mr. Boateng, he says that Happy HMS on TV is a fantastic idea. But what happens to other shows like Epahua Dabeng and the sports show? Well, it would be wonderful to see them on TV as well. And that is Okocha's question. So far, that is the only question that I have. So I think you can address it. And if others have questions, they may still write it in the Q&A section or send them directly to me, or raise your hand and we'll give you the opportunity to ask. Thank you. Sabatin, the floor is yours.
All right, Okocha, thank you. I think that's a brilliant idea, and we'll look at all options to make sure that we put our good and performing assets and our good performing programs on the various platforms to ensure that we get the maximum visibility. So we're starting off with Happy HMS, and then we'll look at other programs as well. So I think, like I said, bring the ideas, bring the solutions, and bring the thoughts that you think that will make this our platforms work very well, and I appreciate that. So let's we can pick it off offline with Tim as well, so that we make sure that if we can operationalize it, then we do so.
Thank you very much, Mr. Boateng. Ellie also wants to make a brief statement. Ellie, you have the floor.
Thank you, Fafa. I just wanted a minute to say thank you to Mr. Boateng for making WUPRO happen. I also want to say a big thank you to Mr. Mankwa. He's been super instrumental in making this happen. I want to say thank you to Emma as well. I just want to say thank you to management of GMA for making WUPRO happen, for bringing it this far. It's been a dream we've been speaking about for a long time now, and finally we are here. So I do not want to miss this opportunity to say thank you. And I also want to acknowledge the team that has been working behind this. Richard has been liaising with the developers on a day-to-day, working late, sometimes 2 a.m. He's still with the developers trying to make sure things are working. I want to say thank you to him. I also want to say thank you to Abena. Abena has been instrumental in the photo shoot, the video shoot, Mauli, Eko, Francis, Jason, Jerry, Pakwisi, Saka. I mean, we've been working tirelessly throughout this lockdown, and the entire digital team, PR team, everybody. I just want to say thank you to everybody for making this happen, and we'll see it to a successful end. It will be one thing we'll all be proud of. And we can see it in town and know we had something to do with it.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ellie. It seems we don't have any more questions. Mr. Watson, is there anything else you'd like to say for closing?
Yes, I think I mentioned that, I want all of us to emerge from this pandemic alive. For me, it's very important, I sort of, when you say certain things, you sort of jinx yourself. But fortunately, so far, we haven't had any case within the group that I know of anyway. We haven't had any case. So, I think God is smiling down upon us, and I want that to continue. But, we also have to play a part to make sure that, we are all safe. Yes, as a president, keep saying, these two shall pass. These two shall pass. And I want us to make sure that, we continue to work hard. We continue to innovate. We continue to bring forth the ideas. And I mean, I as I said earlier, we try to be a bit selfless. Everybody has to give a bit of themselves, during these difficult times. As management and through the board, or the board through through management, we will continue to support you as much as possible. And even during this difficult and financially strapped time, the things that we are doing, rolling out billboards, new programs, providing all the different support, having award programs like the beverage awards and everything, that goes to show that, as a company, we are committed. We are very, very committed, and we will continue to show that commitment. For me, I want us to emerge as a purpose-driven organization. I know I'm taking it from Purpose-Driven Life, but I want us to, emerge as a purpose-driven organization. And at some point, I'll share with Fafa what some of those attributes of a purpose-driven organization is, so that, we can all try to, live by that mantra. But, I'm very, very excited, and I'm very proud of everybody. And I want to say once again, I want to thank everybody for their selfless act in making sure that, they are contributing to the bottom line of the company. They are working hard, for the presenters, especially. I want to thank them once again. Throughout this pandemic, they worked and worked and worked, and, the level of complaints was minimal. And so for me, it shows the level of commitment from people. And as a company, we also continue to provide that level of support. And I want us to come through this or emerge through this unscathed, and so that, we can all continue to progress as a company, progress as a people. And yes, elections are also coming. So I'm sure we'll have another meeting before then. But let's also support the new initiatives that are being rolled out. I want us to support the election camp. Is very, very critical to the company. And I also want to thank the people who are out there all the time, making sure that GMA is relevant. And even for the people who are going to Cape Coast, I want to thank them. They're being led by Mr. Amankwa. I want to thank them for their efforts and their hard work. So that's how I want to end this meeting. And may the good Lord continue to bless all of us.
Amen. Thank you so much, Mr. Boateng. Everything you said has been spot on, very encouraging, and I believe that staff will also be psyched to do even more as we progress further into the year. So in summary, I would just say that concerning WhoPro, it's been the 4 S's for me regarding Ellie's very interesting presentation. The fact that the app is simple, so the simplicity of the app makes it one that anyone can use and take advantage of to achieve their goals concerning their campaigns. For self-service, it means that anybody who manages to get onto it, even as an influencer, or even for the companies, can get all the needed things that they want on the app. They can track how much money they are making. You can see who is trending as #1 on the app, are also very wonderful things. It's going to be an app that will help with super campaigns that will make a great impact on people's lives. It will bring solutions to a lot of needs that people have or companies have, and getting messages across to consumers as well. And it is an opportunity for people to become solid influencers, where they can also take advantage of this app to make themselves known even more publicly, and they can impact and influence people's lives. Thank you so much, Ellie, for all that. As HR, we will also talk about our safety during this time. As much as we have come to accept the fact that this virus is with us, and for now we cannot get rid of it immediately, we would like to encourage staff to please continue practicing the safety protocols. Let us leave nothing to chance. Let us not take things for granted. Let us not feel like it is just one of those things, so we don't need to protect ourselves. It is important for us to be circumspect in our dealings with colleagues. When anybody needs to speak to another colleague, please make sure that you have your mask on. Let us to wash our hands, keep our environment clean, to clean items. Please let us avoid sharing pens. Let us also make sure that we will continue to clean our door handles. If you use the microwave, clean the handles as well, because those are areas where we've seen a lot of people are at greater risk of also contracting the virus. And please schedule your movements, because usually when people are identified as positive, we have to contact trace to all the people that they have interacted with. So please keep all these on record. We are here for you. If anyone needs any help, please do not hesitate to contact your supervisors and HR as well. Thank you all for a wonderful meeting. Please, you may send in your questions. We will send all the questions to the digital team. We will have them answered and duly publish them all for your education, your information, and your use. Thank you for a wonderful meeting. We wish you all a wonderful day, and we look forward to a splendid weekend where we will be fresh to start a new week next week. Thank you all. Please take care and stay safe. Bye.